Welcome to Second Listen Saturday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share some fun moments from a past episode for your weekend listening pleasure. Look for new episodes every Monday through Friday.
How are you doing on the topic of friendship lately?
Yeah, we've talked about kids and friends, I think. But this week we're going to talk about moms and friends and whether being a mom interferes with the friend part of your life. I saw a Facebook friend, which is, one way we have friends these days is right. A Facebook friend who has a son with autism was mentioning that she lost a lot of friends when her child first deviated from the normal developmental path, and then she lost more friends in the teen years just because, you make friends with kids who are the same age, but then when they wind up not walking the same direction, it's hard to stay friends. You lose that thing that connected you sometimes. Or people have differing opinions on things, and that's difficult. So that kind of got me thinking about friendships and how my friendships have changed over the years and how it has or hasn't been affected by parenting. So I thought that would be something for us to talk about on the podcast. Right at the moment, I feel like I'm sort of low on the actual real-life friend department. Online a little better, but in general, but I think it's more work than kid-related. But certainly over the years, there have been, instances where I fell into friendships with people because we were sitting in the same speech therapist waiting room or because our kids were in the same classes and we got them together to do things. And in our circle, when your kids get together to do things, the parents all sit together and chat. So you sort of fall into things. And then as people, veer off into other directions, you just kind of lose that. And it's like, I had those friends and now I don't. How do I feel about that? Sometimes I feel okay and sometimes not. How about you guys? Do you find your friendships being affected by your kids, or is it sort of a constant in your life without that? Catherine, what's your experience been like?
No, I think it's definitely affected by my kids. When I first moved here to where I live now, my daughter was 2 and my son wasn't yet born. But I saw a little thing in a magazine about how to, like an online site that was kind of like a matchmaker, mom group kind of thing. And it wasn't really, it was just a way, it was sort of like Meetup, a precursor to something like meetup.com, but especially for moms. And I made some friends that way. And, so those were my first friends here. And in fact, my daughter and I were just talking about one of them the other day because we drove by their house and the boy was standing on, he had just gotten off the bus and he was walking to his house, and we were just, she's like, I feel like when I think about being a really little kid, I just remember being at their house all the time, which is cute, and she still remembers, or she still talks about how she had her very first sleepover at their house because it was when my son was born. And we didn't have any family here. We didn't know anybody. We didn't know very many people. We had our neighbors and then these mom friends. And at one point, one of them said to me, when you go to give birth, I will take your daughter, she can come and stay with us. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Because I didn't know what I was going to do. And she said, I remember feeling like I didn't know what I was going to do with my firstborn, when I was in that situation. And so she said, I'll take, I'll have her. And we needed it. So that was really important. And
then at some point you've sort of fallen out of friendship with them?
Don't, like when the kids were, before they went to school, we would get together, once a week with all the kids and play. And now, once the kids got into school, it just became like, we don't do like play date gatherings anymore. And, I'm still friendly with those moms if and when I see them, which is not often, and on Facebook. So
yeah, it's weird when somebody is like a big part of your life at some point in your life, and then they're just not.
Yeah,
and you think back to that time and go, "What happened there?"
Right, and it's not like we did have one person in the group that just ghosted us before ghosting was even a thing.
Really?
Yeah, she just like stopped responding to anything, and I still wonder, like, geez, what happened there? So, but
wow.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely think that so many of my friendships are related to what my kids are doing. In terms of people, not so much like the only people I care about are the people that's not what I mean, but I mean, in terms of opportunity to spend time together, I mean, it's the parents who are also at the ice rink, and it's the parents who are also on the bus ride to Wichita, and, that kind of thing. So it's, some of it is just sort of opportunity, which,
It's maybe the difference between like being friendly and being friends. I feel like there at various times have been in my kids' upbringing, there have been lots of people I've been friendly with. Right. And, and then they just, when your kids graduate to a different school or whatever, you just never have any contact with that person again. But for that little space of time, when my daughter was in band, there were a lot of band parents that I was very friendly with. Right. We never did anything outside of that context, but, we would sit together at football games, or we'd say hi to each other. And if I see them now, we're all very friendly, but it's like they don't exist outside of that bubble. So I don't know if those count as friends or if they're just child proximity associates, to paraphrase Ron Swanson.
Child proximity. Yeah.
But, and yet I find that that's mostly what I have anymore.
Yeah. I have the book club, which is nice. I don't often see the book club gang outside of once a month at book club, though. Yeah. Mostly because of, time constraints that we all face. So.
Yeah, that's true. How about you, Nicole? Do you have you made friends just for yourself, or are your friends child related, or you have a little of both?
I would say that the friends that are just for me have been the ones that I've had most of my life. Yeah. So like my college friend and a childhood friend that I grew up with. Everybody else has been related to kids. Yeah. And all my closest friends, even now to this day, even though our kids don't really have much to do with each other except for one, they're still my best friends. There was a mom group that I met when I had Kristen when she was a little girl, and we would meet every Tuesdays, and we did that for 9 or 10 years. We would meet every Tuesday with our kids. So, and then of course we moved, and I still stayed in touch with them, and now they're still my best friends. But and then of course, like any online friends I have. Like you and Catherine. There for me. But I haven't. And it's interesting because this past week, I had Kristen away and Josh doesn't live at home, obviously. So it was just Peter and I for the week. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a glimpse into my future. Like, what am I going to do? I need friends. I need a club. I need activities. I need something, because everything's been really focused around my kids for so many years and having outings with them and socializing with other moms. So
right. Maybe you come to a point when your kids get older that falls away, and then you have to like find friends for yourself again. And it's like, crud.
I think so.
I have to go back and do that. That was hard.
But see, then my long-term plan, as we discussed several years ago when Amanda was on the podcast, is that I'm going to move into the over 55 living
right. Well, there you go.
Country club. They got it all set up over there. They got the clubs and the golf and the this and the that, and it's like Insta friends. So I'm gonna hold it till I'm 55, and then I'll.
Hey, I'm old enough to move into that now, but I got these kids at home. Can I bring them along with me?
Wait a minute.
they don't include me in their friendships anymore, but they're still in my house.
Yeah. So, no, it's like Insta friends over there. I'm telling you, I'm like, wow, I gotta.
It's kind of like a cruise every day of the year.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe that's funny. What I need. Maybe that's what'll happen because I'm like in the friend doldrums right now. I have, I have one good friend, but she's got a lot of stuff going on, so I don't see her as much. And there's really not much else other than online people. I mean, these conversations I have with you guys once a week are like the most I talk to humans outside of my family ever.
I know.
And I do sometimes. I was going to the community band for a while, and there were people I was, friendly with there, but again, friendlier friends. But, if I don't go, they're still perfectly pleasant, but I really don't have any opportunity to see them, and I'm not looking for reasons to go out and do stuff. So, then you just realize suddenly that all the people who were friends with you when you went out and did stuff are still going out and doing stuff, and you're home alone. And it's okay. I mean, I don't have that longing for friendship I had when I was younger, but every now and then I think about it and I go, what happened there? And I think it's just that that you become comfortable with the fact that as being part of your kid's life, you will always be around other adults and have these friend-like experiences with them. And then when that stops, honey, can I come to your work? And are anybody else's mom and dad there? And I'll sit and have coffee with them. Not so much.
No, it's hard. And I especially I think when we work at home, because I know that my husband has a lot of friends and acquaintances through work. And he's fulfilled by going to work every day.
Yeah, that is it. That is a big part of it also is
definitely.
Every now and then I think I should go work in an office and just like connect to the human race again. And then I laugh and I say, no.
No, maybe not.
The workplaces I've been in lately, when I've gone for interviews or when I've gone to work on site every now and then, people are young, man. They don't want me there. There are no friends for me. I look around. Everybody's in their 20s and attractive, and I'm this little elderly troll woman. Nobody's going to be my friend.
Troll woman.
They'll treat me like their grandma and then go about their business. But I need to find people who are looking for copy editors who are old. I need to maybe ARP is hiring. They have a magazine, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, but I bet it's all written and produced by 20-year-olds. They've taken over. Anyway, so yes, the workplace is also a source of friendship that I'm missing. But kids replaced that, and now the kids are moving on. So yeah. Have you ever had the experience of actually losing a friend because of something that happened with your kids? Either your kids had a falling out with their kids, or they disapproved of something that was going on with your kids and you kicked them to the curb or anything like that? I'm trying to think if I feel like I probably have, but maybe I've blocked it out.
I think it's more like the attrition thing that we were talking about, that it's just, your kids move to a different classroom or a different school or a different sport or whatever it is, and you just don't have the occasion as much anymore. And it's not that you're trying to cut those people out, but it just happens. Yeah,
that is. But, I feel bad about it sometimes.
Yeah.
And, feel like maybe I should have done something to keep it up. But it's, we all have a lot of stuff going on in our lives, especially when you have kids with disabilities. There's always something. And it's like, I need people to come to me. And unfortunately, a lot of my friends are also parents of kids with disabilities, so they've got their own things. So unless we happen to be having our own things in the same place,
at the same time,
it's just not going to happen. Exactly.
Right.
Can we schedule a crisis for Friday at 3 at Barnes & Noble?
I'll meet you at the therapist's office.
Those therapist waiting rooms, there's a lot of bonding that goes on in those places, because you're just, especially if you're like, son was in a speech group for many years, and so we would all, every Saturday morning, we would all be sitting there.
Right.
And you just naturally struck up, child proximity associations. Mm-hmm. So, I I don't know. What's the next step? I guess the next step is we all move into the 55 and over home and make friends.
Yes.
Make friends for ourselves, and then our kids can be friends with their kids, and then it'll be the circle will be complete.
Right. There you go.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. Somebody I knew once said that, like, as you age, you kind of prune the branches of your friendship tree. So,
my friendship tree natural. Is like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree at this point.
It's a very natural experience. So I don't think we need to be too hard on ourselves.
Yeah. We can feel a little sorry for ourselves, can't we?
Yeah, okay, but
as long as there's social media and Sandbox, I'm occupied. It's fine. But I do sometimes, you know, I counsel my kids on their friendship woes and their wishing they had more friends, and I try to do a good game on it's not that important, and things will come and people will come in your life, and you have to get out in the world and do things. And then I go back to my room.
Then you hide out in your room on your computer.
It's like, unless my one good friend comes and visits, I'm just here.
But I don't know, like my mother-in-law, she's had this one good friend since, it's going on 50 years now. Mm-hmm. And like, she's really the only friend that my mother-in-law has. And
sometimes one is enough.
They're just quite content with each other. They're just, they come and go, and really that's all she needs. I mean, my mother-in-law, she's married and she has her husband, and they're both alive and well, thankfully. But she just, she has this one friend, and they've moved from the same town to the same town, they kind of followed each other around just by the nature of their husband's jobs. And, and that's just kind of her one bestie, and that's the way it is.
I think some people do, that's just what's best or what's most comfortable for them, right? I mean, for kids too, and, some people need a big group, and some people just need that one close relationship, and that's what works.
I remember my mom always used to have, she always used to at least seem to me to have a lot of friends. She had a lot of friends through church. Mm-hmm. And our church, for some reason, does not seem to be a font of friendship for us. So I don't know. Part of it is we haven't really gotten involved in anything. So I don't know, what are we expecting? Friends to come knock on our door? But that would be nice if that were a service that were available.
I believe we've already requested this from Amazon for boyfriends.
Come on, Amazon.
For boyfriends and girlfriends for our children.
I would re-up for Prime. Come on. Although do you guys on Instagram, do you have like random dudes following you and occasionally messaging you?
Oh, that's their, what do they call them?
Is that an Instagram thing?
It's the catfishing. Yeah.
It's a little distrobing.
Yeah. So what you
do you block them?
Yes. But, and the
one guy told me I was pretty, and I'm like, my profile picture is the size of a dime.
No, this is how you know. You go back to their profile, you have a look at their pictures, which are all
it's like
uncannily professional.
Their entire Instagram thing is just pictures of headshots. It's like you are using Instagram for different reasons than I am, sir.
They're posted on the same day. There's like 20 of them, and they're all posted on the same day.
Yes,
and I even had a woman do that recently. No, I don't. That's a catfish.
That's a little oddity of Instagram. There,
yeah.
We all use social media for our own needs. They're just like looking for friendship, Yeah. Maybe I'll just try this random female who just signed up for Instagram and is posting pictures of things in her desk and coloring pictures. Maybe she would like to be my friend. No, I would not.
It's definitive. Well. No, I would not.
No, thank you.
Pretty creepy.
Don't try it.
It really is.
Mm-hmm. So.
It happens in other social media occasionally, but Instagram it seems to be a little cottage industry there. People.
Oh, isn't it?
It's funny though, because I have heard, I always read the New York Times wedding announcements, and also in other, I don't know where else, but I definitely have heard, so-and-so met their partner on Instagram.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm like,
I hope it wasn't
I don't know
that
exactly
way.
how this is happening, but okay.
He liked all my posts, so I knew he had good taste.
That's what happened. Didn't you hear? Was it Demi Lovato or something recently?
Yeah.
She and some actor, I don't know, messaged each other on Instagram. It was all in the news, and then they got together and they started dating or something like that. Something's happened like that. But that's because apparently Demi threw up what do they call it? Oh gosh, it was on the tip of my tongue. She threw up a picture.
Yes.
And it was designed to get attention. And,
as opposed to all the other things people put up on Instagram.
Exactly.
A selfie?
I'm just expressing myself. I have no desire for anybody else to see this.
No, I know what they call it. A thirst trap.
Yes, thirst trap. That's exactly it. I was just going to say thirst, and I didn't know the rest.
All right, I'm feeling old now.
Yeah, so Terry, go throw up your thirst trap.
Then see him come out of the woodwork.
You might have some friends after that.
All your potential friends.
Pass.
Oh, gosh.